Hello all, welcome to PowerApp Full Course Beginner Playlist. Today you will learn very interesting topic of PowerApp, that is modern tab control. Hi, this is Krupali from KnowHow Academy. Before going ahead in this video, let me tell you what you will learn from this video. From this video, you will learn first what is modern tab list control in PowerApp. Second, how you can set different tab in tab list control in PowerApp. Third, you will learn different formatting option available for modern tab list control. Fourth, you will learn practical implementation of tab list and you will create this multi-step form like effect using tab list control in PowerApp. So let's start your practical journey. So first of all, I am creating a new screen to create multi-step form using tab list control. So let me take a new screen. Here I am taking a blank screen, and here in blank screen I am taking a tab list control. So exactly what is tab list control? Using that control you can create this type of tab. So let me take it. So here you need to click on insert and click on tab list. So here a control will be added on your screen. So here you can see that. So I hope you understand what is tab list control. Now let's see how you can set different tab in tab list control. So first of all, click on the tab list control and go to the item property. By default, 3 items property are added. But here I want to create a tab list which will display personal information as well as it will display the contact information like this. So first tab heading should be personal information and second tab heading should be contact information. So here you can create a table on item property of that, or you can set your Dataverse table which will display some information. So here I am creating a table using table formula. So here you just remove this and here write table. Let me zoom little bit so you can see this. So here you should write a PowerFX formula named table and write a round bracket. Now inside that you need to create a first column. So first column I want to create, that is personal information tab. So here you need to write it in a curly bracket. So each and every tab data you need to write it in a curly bracket. Then write tab name, then write colon and in a double quotation what you want to display. So I want to display personal information. Okay, just make sure you write it in a proper term. So I should be capital and information. You can write entire thing in a capital also. And then I want to create a second tab, that is a tab name. And here I want to display contact information. And let's save this and just shrink this formula bar. But here you will see the numbering is there. Actually it should display the whatever written it is there inside the tab name. So how you can do that? So click on the tab control and go to the properties window. So here you will see the fields. So click on the edit and add the fields tab name. So basically tab name you will see whatever way you have written in that. So if you click on the item property and here you will see the TABNAME. Actually two kind of thing I have written, small n and capital N. So let me remove the small n and save it. Again, shrink this formula bar, click on the tab control, go to the edit list and click on the add fields. You will able to see one field is created in that table, that is tab name, and click on add. So automatically your tab data or tab text is replaced with whatever you have written inside a tab name column. Okay, so the data of a tab name column is first column is that personal information, and second tab I want to create, that is contact information. Now you know how you can set different tab in tab list control. Now let's learn the different formatting option which is available for tab list control. So click on this and click on the property view, and here you will see that behavior information is there, then size and position formatting option is there, then you can set the style and theme also. So let me just change the color to let's say this theme color I want. So here you will see that when you run, a green color underline will come. If you just change the theme color, let's say red, so red color line will come. Then you can set the font size, font color, font weight, and what type of font style. So you can try out this different formatting option in your tab control. So now you know how you can format your tab list control. Now the next thing is that let's create a multi-step form using a tab list control. So how you will do that? So first of all, I'm creating one container, and inside that container I am taking one form. But before taking a container and form, let me show you which Dataverse table we will use. So here this is a Dataverse table of job seeker, and these are the columns of the Dataverse job seeker table, that is full name, date of birth, hobby, marital status, email, and contact number. So basically full name, date of birth, hobby, and marital status I will put under the personal information section, and email and contact number I will put under the contact information tab. So first of all, let me take one container, and inside that container I will add one form. So let me just take a container, and let me just resize this container, and let me add edit form control here. Edit form control. So when you take edit form control, you need to give a data source to the edit form. So I am giving job seeker data source. So here you will see all the information together is there in the one form. But in this scenario, I want to take only personal information. So click on the form and go to the properties bar and go to the fields and remove the field which is not required for personal information. So for personal information, let's say email ID and contact number is not required, and graduation detail is also not required. So let me remove this. So contact number I don't want, then experience field I don't want, I can put it in under the experience tab. Then fields of experience, that I don't want. Then full name, hobby, marital status, master column I don't want. Then I don't want 12th percentage column also, and 10th percentage column also. And full name, hobby, marital status, and let me add the date of birth. So just search for the date of birth column, click and edit. So here 4 fields are added, and I want to arrange it in a one column. So this way information is there. Now second thing, when I click on the contact information tab, I want to display only the form which will take contact and email information. So for that, what I will do, again I will take one more container, that is container, and set its position here, and inside that let me put the edit form control. Edit form control, and here same way you need to set the same data source, that is job seeker, and inside that you need to put only the fields which is required, and rest of the fields you need to remove it. So let me just quickly remove the fields and set it one column. So here my form is designed which will accept only two things, that is contact information and email. In first form I am taking personal information. Now what I want to do, when I click on the personal information, this form should display. When I click on contact information, this second form should be displayed. But when the second form is displaying, first form should be hide. When the first form is displaying, at that time second form should be hide. So how I can do that? So for that you need to set the container visible property. But a container should be visible depend on a tab selected text. So click on this container one here and give a proper name to the container. Let's say here CNT, that is a short form of container, we can say, and this is for personal info. Then click on the second container and just rename it with the container contact info. And same way you can change the name of the form. So inside the contact info container, change the name of a form to FRM contact info, and inside the container personal information, change the form name to FRM personal info. So here two form I have taken. Now the next thing is that I don't want a form should display like this. Here this is the first form and here this is the first form. No, I want this area to be filled with the both of the form based on the selection. So how you can do that? So just drag this container over on this container and adjust the width and the height of the container. And here also I want to put one button in screen which will save the data. So let me click on the control, and here I want to, when I click on the save button, I want to save the data. But first of all, when I click on the personal information tab, I want to hide this second container. So click on the contact information and click on the visible property of that. So go to the visible property and remove the true if it is written. Now what you need to write, you need to tell here that if the tab name personal information is selected, you should not display it, and if the tab list name contact information is selected, at that time you need to display. So this container I want to display when the tab name is personal information, and I want to display this personal information container when the tab name is personal information. So let me just write first of all tab list control name. So this is a tab list control 1 dot selected, then you should write tab name equal to, you need to write the name of a tab. So contact information for the tab, contact information. Make sure you have write the same spelling which you have written in a item property of a tab list control. Then click on the container personal information and go to the visible property, and here write tab list 1 dot selected dot tab name equal to, let's say, personal information. And let me just save it. Now when you click this personal information, this will display. When you click on this, nothing is displayed, but let me make sure that I have written a correct spelling. So CONTACT information. So let me just click on this second form and second container and make sure TSCT information info. Okay, I have written here the wrong spelling, so let me just make sure. Okay, information and this. Okay, let me just save. So here you can see the data is displayed based on selection, but here form is not displaying. Here it is showing that no data available or nothing to display. So at that time, click on the form and convert it into a new, and do same for the second form, that is personal information, and default mode you should put it as a new. So save it. When you run this and when you click on the personal information tab, this thing will display. When you click on the contact information, this thing will display. Now what I want next? Now next I want that when I click on the save button, whatever data is written in form personal information and in form contact information, it will be saved in this Dataverse table. So how you can do that? So click on the save button and go to the on select property, and here remove the false. Now here generally you are practicing that you write submit form and the name of the form. But here when multiple forms are there and it is dealing with one single table, at that time you should not use the function submit form or update form. But first of all you need to use the patch function. So write patch and write round bracket. Now inside that you need to write the name of a data source. So my data source table name is job seeker. Then you should write default. Why? Because I want to insert data. So that's why you need to write defaults, and inside that you need to write the name of a table. Then after that, generally you are writing a curly bracket and name of the column and particular control name. But here we don't want to insert data directly from the control, but I want to insert data which is there in a different form. So for that you need to write here the form name. So first form name is FRM personal information. So FRM personal information, let me just make sure the spelling is correct, PRSONA. Okay, SONA underscore info. I forget to write L, so make sure that you select the correct form. Then you should write updates, not update, but updates. After that, write a second form name, that is FRM contact info. So FRM underscore contact info. So you should write the name of the form and updates, that is name of the form dot update. So FRM personal info dot updates and FRM contact information dot update, and save it, and let's run it and check it. So let me run the app and click on the personal information. So I'm writing here the name Rinki or Rinki Patel. I'm writing full name. Let's say hobby is dance. Then marital status, let's say unmarried. You can put drop down and then also you can insert data, but right now I'm just taking random things. So let me just select the January and birth here 2003 and click on OK. So this is my birth date. So data is there. Now click on the contact information tab and write down the contact number. Let's say this one. This is the contact number. I'm writing dummy contact number. And here I'm writing email ID. Let's say Rinki, not Rinki, but Rinki. Rinki@gmail.com. When I click on save button, data will be saved. So let's check it. Go to the table, refresh it, and here you will see that whatever data I have inserted in a different form, it is inserted in a single table in a one go. So how I did this? Using a patch function, I'm doing this. So generally you learn that patch function is used to insert and update data from the table using individual control. But using a form also you can update or insert data, but here you need to write the dot updates. So this way you can design multi-step form using tab list control in PowerApp. I hope you understand how you can create this practical. Now it's time for question answer. You may have a question that can we set the SharePoint list in this tab control? Yes, you can. But for that, you need to go to the data source and add any data which is there in a SharePoint list. Let's say from this, I'm adding the connector. Let's say SharePoint list, SharePoint. Then you can sign in as anything, and you can select any of the website, and then you can add any of the list. Right now I'm not adding it, but you can add it. You can set the Dataverse source also in a tab list control. So let's say here I'm adding one more data source here from the Dataverse. Let me click on that and add the student table. Okay, so student table. Once you click there and click on the tab list control, here the item property is there. So instead of this, you can write your table name. So let me just cut this and put it somewhere here in a notepad. Let me paste it. Let's go back, and here you can write the name of the table, and then you can set the fields property here. If you click here, you will able to see the fields, but here you can see that the error is generated. Why? Because we have taken a form which will insert data in a job seeker, and which is containing that from the tab name data is coming. So I am just showing that you can set the different data from the Dataverse table and any one of the column, but it's your choice whatever you want to select. Let me just copy this code again and paste it, so our error will go. Here, go to the item property and paste it. So here my error will go and the form is looking normal. But here make sure that again you need to set the tab list. Here by default, here the item is set that is a table. So make sure that you remove this, and here on this you can select tab, and then it will be looking like this. So from different data source, you can set the different tab name also. You can create collection as well as, and then you can set this collection to the item property of a tab list. The next question can be, can we design more than 2 tab? Yes, definitely you can design more than 2 tab. Let me show you. So here in this tab list control, only 2 tab I have mentioned. If you click on the item property and just expand it, if you want to create a third tab, write a comma after that and write again the name of the column. That is one table is there, and only in one table one column is there. So here you can write the same tab name and write, let's say, education info. If you save it and just complete the bracket and save it, and if you run it, third tab will automatically added. Now the third question can be, can we add multiple fields in a table? Yes, you can add it, but here let me show you. Click on the tab and expand the item property, and here by writing this comma you can write, let's say, icon you want to add. So you can write icon and just remove this double quotation, right column, and let's say what icon you want to add. So you can add the icon, but right now I'm just writing ABC. So if you save it, it is not generating an error. But how you can display this thing? So if you click on this and go to the properties and go to the edit fields, and if you click on that, you will see the icon is added and this field will display, but at a time it will display only one text, that is tab name. Let's say if I change, see what happened, it is not displaying anything. Why? Because I am displaying the tab name, that's why. Okay, so let me remove this icon. It's not required right now. You can remove it, or you can keep as it is also. Okay, so this way you can create multi-step form in Power App using tab list control, which is modern control in Power App. So let's summarize what you have learned from this video. From this video, you have learned what is tab control, which is one of the modern control of Power App. Second, you learn how you can set different tab in tab list control. Third, you learn how you can format your tab list control. Fourth, you also learn the practical implementation of tab list control using multi-step form. And last but not the least, possible question that may arise while implementing tab list control in Power App. Thank you for choosing KnowHow Academy as a source of your IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate to the tech world. If you have any question, do not feel hesitate to reach out us. Stay curious, keep learning.